Can you hear me? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the future of interactive learning, interactive flat panel and VC Solutions for school. Okay. Welcome everyone. Welcome to this wonderful and exciting webinar today. My name is Pascaline. So before we start, we would like to first hand over everything to God, who is the creator, who has made it possible for us to be here this morning. So I'll start by, Father Lord, we thank you for this day. We appreciate you that we are here this day. And we hand over this event over to you. We say, may you guide us, and everything that we're going to do today, it will be successful in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. So like I introduced earlier on, my name is Pascaline Agwala, and I am an educator at Proximate Communication. So today, I would like to welcome everyone to this amazing and wonderful webinar on the future of interactive learning using the interactive flat panel and the VC solution. All right. So before I continue, I have my co-host with me today, the co-moderator today. He's going to be introducing himself this morning. We'll be anchoring this webinar together today. Okay. Okay, so maybe as the rest of the team joined, so they can introduce themselves via the chat. All right, so we'll quickly proceed to next on the agenda, which is introduction of Proximate Communications, our services and solutions. So I'll call on my anchor, my co-moderator, Mike, to walk us through some of the solutions and services of Proximate Communications. Mike, over to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Pascaline. So allow me to share my screen quickly. Okay, please, can you confirm you can see my screen? Can you confirm you can see my screen, please? I don't have any feedbacks.
Yes,
can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. Okay, so like we said, this is going to be a very short webinar, and we'll try, because we understand that you all are very busy people, so we'll try to keep it very short, go straight to the point, and of course show you the live demo. So this is what I'm going to be talking about briefly. We're going to look at introductions, classroom trends, application scenarios, benefits, solutions overviews, and live demo. But before we actually do this, we would I would like to actually do a brief introduction about Proximate Communication. So let me just open the slide quickly. Okay, so but before we go that, I just want to confirm, if you're hearing about Proximate for the first time, if this is the first time you're hearing about Proximate Communications, can you just drop on the chat box Proximate? Let's do that quickly in less than 1 minute. If this is the first time you're hearing about Proximate Communication as a company, you've never heard about Proximate before this event, drop on the chat box quickly. So I'll just give a few seconds to do that. Drop on the chat box Proximate. Okay, we have some other people joining, so let me just accept them quickly. While you drop on the chat box, this is your first time hearing about Proximate Communications, drop that on chat box. All right, so without further ado, without wasting much time, I'll just actually move to next on my slide. Okay, so this is Proximate Communications. Okay, so I have more people joining me. Let me accept them. Yeah, Pascaline, you can kindly help me keep accepting the people so I don't get distracted. Okay, everyone. Okay, so this is Proximate Communications. Before we take you into the RFP, it's important for you to know exactly what Proximate Communication is all about. The kind of solutions that we provide both to the corporate organizations and also to the education sector. Now, Proximate Communications, we are a leading Pan-African IT, audiovisual, and security solutions provider. And I actually highlighted here solutions provider, meaning that we provide solutions to solve your various challenges. We are not a product company, right? We don't sell just boxes, but rather we try to understand what some of your challenges are, what some of your needs are, and provide you with the right solution and at the right budget. Now, also, we are also located in various countries in different continents. While located in Nigeria, in Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, and we also have a Dubai office. And of course, we are still expanding. Now, it's important to know that Proxynet Communication is at the forefront of technology advancement. And this is evident in the kind of pertinent solutions that we deliver to various organizations across various industrial verticals. So we work with different companies from hospitality to education to telecommunication to FMCG and so on and so forth. And we have been able to do this because of our strategic partnership with first choice solution providers. Now, over the years, we've actually worked in the past 20 years, we have been able to establish strong alliance and partnership as the value added authorized distributor. And just mind you, I also highlighted it just to show you that we are a value added distributor, authorized distributor to the various OEMs. And by OEMs, I mean original equipment manufacturers. And I'm sure most of you are familiar with some of the companies you can see currently on the screen. So we have companies like Huawei, like Apsen, like Samsung, like even Zoom. The Zoom application we're using right now, we are the authorized distributor for Zoom education license, Zoom corporate license in West Africa. Logitech, Sennheiser, BT, Sharp, and so on and so forth. We have so many. Just think about all the leading OEMs that provide various cutting-edge solutions. We are literally partners with this company, and we've been able to do this over the past 20 years because Proxynet Communication, by the way, is 20 years, right? Now, from a solution standpoint, what kind of solutions do we provide? Like I mentioned earlier, we provide a wide range of cutting-edge solutions or audiovisual solutions, security solutions to cater for these things, boost your business communication, enhance your security, and also meet your various specific IT needs, and of course, these solutions cuts across, the corporate sector and the education sector. Now, let's look at some of the clients that we work with. Now, from a corporate standpoint and sector, we work with leading giants like Access Bank, First Bank, NGX, which is Nigerian Exchange Group, which was formerly Nigerian Stock Exchange. We work with MTN, work with Glo, work with United Nations, work with UAC, work with Amcom, work with Shell, and this is and so many more, because like I said, I'm trying to narrow down this presentation just to make it very quick. And for the education sector, we work with leading schools, international schools such as Atlantic Hall, Lagoon International School, Blooming Green, Day Waterman College, BIS, which is British International, Pampas. All these are international schools. Ghana International Schools, because like I mentioned, we are located in Ghana and also in Cote d'Ivoire. So we also work with schools in that location too. And of course, I'm sure most of you also know Wigwe University by the late Mr. Albert Wigwe. So we actually work with these schools too as well to provide these various cutting-edge solutions. Now, what are the different solutions we provide to the various enterprise or customers that we work with? Now, one of them is our IP telephony. And IP telephony is basically for business communications within your school's network. So for seamless communications, and of course we have these in various models, various range, the high range, the middle range, and the low range. So of course you can make seamless communications calls within your school's network. So we partner with Yearlink for to provide schools with IP telephony, and this is one of the solutions that we deployed for Wigwe University. Now, we also provide professional audiovisual solutions. And for professional audiovisual solution, it cuts across video conferencing solutions for boardroom meetings. For schools that are currently on this call and you have a boardroom, we have a perfect solution to meet your specific needs, depending on the size of your meeting room and of course what your needs are. We also have interactive flat panels, which is, one of the key focus for this particular webinar, which is basically for brainstorming activities and collaboration in classrooms, in your labs, and training rooms. We also have digital signage solutions to display marketing and corporate communications. Now, instead of having banners in your school, in your reception, what we can do is to provide you with digital signage solutions that would enable you to have your marketing content in digital formats. And of course, you can do amazing stuff with, with this solution. You can schedule content. You can easily distribute your content across multiple screens connected to the same network at the same time, simultaneously and seamlessly at the same. We also provide video conferencing and video wall solutions. So video walls are basically LFD solutions that are basically integrated, and we can make these a large format screen. So these are majorly using network operation centers or security operation centers. And of course, I'll show you some projects where we have actually deployed this. And of course, LED solutions to display video and image content in large format. So if you have like an auditorium or a large training room in your school, you can actually put this there so that everybody can actually see content clearly. Now, from a security or IT infrastructure, we provide surveillance. So if you need CCTV, with AI functionalities, we can actually deploy those solutions. We have access control, basically to also provide some level of access restrictions in certain areas within your school. We have biometric solutions, public address solutions, networking solutions, fire alarm. You want to set up fire alarm solutions in your school. You can call us to help you set this up. Now, we also have our cybersecurity solutions, but I'll skip this. This is majorly for the financial institutions, basically to protect them from financial fraud, payment fraud, data protections, and the likes. And for our enterprise and education solutions, I'll just hand over to Pascaline to say a little bit about this.
All right, thank you so much, Mike. So one of our enterprise solution is a school management solution, which is ProSchool, which helps you to manage the school inventory information about your students and the examination. Let's say you want to track the student information about your students. So schools have access to this information. So it makes work seamless in the school. It helps you to manage your school properly and seamless way of managing the school. Then we have the learning management system, which is called ProLearn. So ProLearn helps you to create virtual learning. So when you have classes, instead of the students being physically in the classroom, you can actually create your lessons online. So that is ProLearn. So we also have an RFID-based attendance called ProTrack. So ProTrack helps you to track your students. So for example, it creates a level of security in the school. So schools can track where the students are in the school. Parents can also track where their students are in the school. So this is very seamless. So we also have the enterprise resource planning, which is ProNext. We also have inventory management system, which is the ProIMS, which helps you to manage. If you're looking for something to help manage your inventory in the school. So we're talking about you have inventories like the store, the books that the students will use, the uniforms. You just want to keep track of this things. So we have what we call the ProIMS. We also have the content management solution, which is the real solution that helps you manage your content. We also have customized software development for schools that need us to develop their websites or some personal software that they need, that they want for the school. So this is something we can also do. All right. Thank you so much. Mike, over to you.
All right, thanks a lot for Pascaline for that brief introduction. Okay, so some of the other solutions we also provide are the lifestyle accessory and computer peripherals. So if you have a lab or a computer lab where you need to set up, deploy computers, desktops, keyboard, mouse, headsets, and so on and so forth, you can always reach out to us. Some of the other solutions we provide, in as much as we are trying to encourage digitalization in schools, right? So that you don't make use of printers or paper for your daily activities. We still understand that there are still some important documents that needs to be printed out. So of course, if you have printing needs, you can also reach out to us, provide internet-enabled multifunctional printers for your various printing needs. And of course, we also provide home and office automation whereby we can deploy technology to allow you to control your home, your offices, your classrooms, with technology. So these are some of the solutions that we provide. Now, moving on to some of the projects where we have actually deployed some. So the first one is Wigway University, and this is Wigway University's SOC command center, basically it's basically linked to the health and infrastructure monitoring. So this is what we actually did for them. So this particular device, or what you're seeing on the screen, is actually a 3x2 video wall screen, meaning that we have about 6 screens connected to this. And of course, we can make this bigger depending on the applications, number of things you want to monitor, size of the wall, and so on and so forth. Now, this is behind University's boardroom where we deployed a dual video conferencing solution. This is MTN's training room, MTN auditorium, where we deployed a 138 inches LED solution. And of course, this is integrated with video conferencing solutions with AI functionalities. Now, this is Atlantic Field training room, where we have a 86 inches interactive flat panel. This is Lancaster University in Ghana, where we were able to deploy a video wall solutions for surveillance. This is Ghana International School, where we have a 75 inches interactive flat panel deployed across the classrooms. So of course, this is one of the reasons why we're having this webinar, just to show you how this can actually help improve learning experience. And this is British International School in Abuja, where we have various 65 inches interactive flat panels deployed across the classrooms. So it comes to the end of the presentation for the introduction of Proxinet communications and the various cutting-edge solutions that we provide. Before we go into the next slide, I would like to confirm, just to engage you a little bit. Maybe you have a few questions you want to just throw in before I take you to the next slide. So I'll keep the floor open. Thanks for it. If you have any questions, please, based on the slide I just presented, please let us know. Or any interest based on what we just talked about. Do you have any questions? Do you want me to proceed?
Good afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Yes,
all right,
ma.
so I'm Mrs. Arim. I just want to find out, can you please just expatiate more on your learning management system? I'd like to know what everything about it.
Okay, Pascaline, do you want to throw in light on that? Expatiate more. 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Remo, for that question about the learning management system. Okay, so with our learning management system, ProLearn, we can actually use this to create content online. It is just the same way you are in the classroom, okay? So as a teacher, I can create my content, I can have live quizzes, I can have live classes. I don't necessarily need to use Zoom outside. So with our learning system, you can actually use Zoom integrated in it. You can also coordinate what we call live examinations. So your classes or your lessons can be in a gamified way. You understand? So students can learn at their pace and time. Okay, so it is something that is seamless. It's a seamless way of creating your content. It makes learning easy. I don't know if you understand, but we can always, for further, yes, we can actually take you through another day. We can actually schedule a demo to show you, because saying it might not, so you understand how to use the platform. But like I just mentioned, the simple terms is it's actually a platform where, as a school, you can create your content, you can schedule your quizzes, your midterm examinations, your CBT examinations as well. You can have live classes on them, and students can learn at their pace and time. You can upload lessons for them to learn. You can upload maybe you have textbooks you want them to focus on. You can actually do that. And at the same time, they can also give their feedback. They can send questions to you. They can ask questions. So for each lesson you have created, you can also ask, the student can also ask questions on those lessons. So like I said, I don't know, this is just a brief intro about our school management, our learning management system. However, we can always schedule a demo for this. I don't know if that's
also confirm the name of our school. So
ma'am, please can you confirm the name of your school again, so that's
Okay, so it's Lespa Cradle School, Lespa. And
Let's go. Okay, ma'am.
I like to, your CBT, Lespa,
Yes, ma'am.
Lespa.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so the
let's go.
CBT,
Yes, ma'am.
what's the range of questioning techniques? Is it just limited to, what's the name, objectives? Or you have short answer, you have long essay and all
Yes,
that as well?
Okay, so for our CBT, we have long essay, we have objectives, we have true or false questions, we have yes or no. So we have a whole lot of questions. And one thing about our CBT is it is customizable to what the school wants. So we can actually upload your questions. Maybe you have an existing question, or we also have a platform where the teachers can also type in their questions. There's also a place for teachers' comments and principals' comments as well. And so they can also get their reports. Like I said, we can actually schedule a demo. If you're interested in the CBT, we can actually schedule a demo for further discussion and explanation on how to use the platform.
All right. Okay, maybe we just take it further later. Let's not, let me not limit us to this.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, let me check. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes. Can
Hello?
hear you now.
You can hear me now. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, so this is what we're going through so quickly. Okay, so interactive flat panel and the theme of this webinar, which is the future of interactive flat panel. So question is, what exactly is the future of interactive flat panel? And of course, our focus is on IFPs and VCs. For me, in a simple way, it's just how we can make learning better, how we can make learning more engaging and more interactive in your schools. And of course, by integrating these different technologies, these different interactive flat panels, you'll find that at the end of the day, your teachers will be able to deliver interactive and engaging lessons. They will have collaborative group activities and real-time brainstorming. It will also provide them with simplified access to online education and resources and tools. By the time we go into the demo, you'll see how that works. And of course, supports remote learning and hybrid classroom model. Now, the technology trends in classroom have been changing in recent years. And this has actually transformed education, making learning more engaging, personalized, and of course, accessible. Now, these trends are actually paving the way for more dynamic, inclusive, and a future-ready education system, equipping your students and even your teachers with the skills that they need for the modern business world or for the modern world in general. Now, many schools are now leveraging what we call AI to enhance video conferencing for their meeting rooms and, of course, learning experience in the classrooms. Now, classrooms are becoming increasingly intelligent, and people's growing demand for online meetings and online learning is, of course, undeniable. Now, when it comes to digitized learning in the education sector, this actually plays a crucial role in elevating the future of learning experience for teachers and students. And information technology has revolutionized global education, creating a more interaction between your teachers and your students than ever before, even over the long distance. And this new level of engagement leads to what? Better learning outcomes in school, which I'm sure that is what everyone in this call wants to achieve at the end of the day. Now, intelligent solutions. Now, remember I said that at Proxinet, we are at the forefront of technology advancement. Now, as a leading IT and audiovisual company, we partner with these leading OEMs to provide you, our clients, with intelligent solutions such as the interactive flat panel, in short, IFPs, to enable your school puts these smart devices in every classroom or meeting room for those of you that have boardrooms to enable seamless connectivity, smart learning, smart collaboration that leads to better productivity at the end of the day. So I'm actually going to skip through this conference room trend, and I would like to go directly into the classroom trends. But this is the trend that basically happened for the past 10 years when it comes to conferences, devices in the conference room, from projector to the Polycom Cisco to the USB plug and play, and of course what we now have now, which is the all-in-one interactive flat panel. But I would like to draw more on the education sector, which is, of course, we have more schools on this webinar. Now, it all started, with the writing slate, which was a primary tool for classrooms for students in the early 20s. And of course, this was actually replaced with the more modern device or method, which is the chalkboard. So this is where it all starts from. Now, we're going to look at the trends that have happened. And I said it was in the past 10 years. So first of all, I want to confirm, is there still any school that's still making use of blackboards? I'd like to, if you're still making use of blackboard, can you just say drop something on the comments? I want to know if there's any school that's still making use of. I want to find it hard that there's any school still making use of blackboard. Maybe when I was in secondary school, maybe over 10 years ago, yes, possible. But I find it hard that any private school would still be making use of blackboard. And of course, it's obvious because there are so many disadvantages that come with blackboard. So one of the disadvantages, which you all know, is because of the dust and allergies that that is being created with blackboards or chalkboards. It also has a limited durability. It is messy and time-consuming for even the teachers to write. It's not seamless for the teachers. Let's face it. It also has limited interactivity and collaboration and very inefficient. So there are just so many disadvantages making use of chalkboard. So I believe most schools have actually moved away from this. Maybe public schools, right? But we have more of private schools on this school. Now, so it actually moved to what we call the projector and whiteboard trend. And now this was a little bit better than, of course, much better than the chalkboard. But what we still had disadvantages. What were these disadvantages? You had limited and poor visibility due to poor lighting or because of the size of the classroom is that big. You also have dependence or reliance on other devices or technologies before you can even use the board. And of course, you have things like anti-glare protection to protect your students' sites and all that. So this, of course, came with limited features or functionalities and a lot of disadvantages for teachers and students. So what happened that schools now began to invest in what we call interactive projector, because schools knew that classes needed to be more engaging, classes needed to be more interactive. And how can we make that possible? So, they decided to actually start investing in interactive projectors. So this was much, much better than the previous projectors that they used. So, but of course, it still had its disadvantages. So you have the interactive projectors still having image brightness fading away over time, leading to difficulty in clearly viewing the screen. Because what is the essence of having a very nice content on your screen if it's not audible, if it's not visible enough, if it's not sharp enough? So that was a big disadvantage. You also have projector lamp issue. I know how many schools call us on a daily basis to say our projector lamp is bad, our this thing is bad. So, you have all this thing. And of course, what will happen is that, there's higher cost of investment, it's time consuming, inconveniences, and all the disadvantages that came with interactive projector trends. So where are we right now? We are in the trend or the area of interactive flat panels. And this comes with several advantages. And I don't think there's any disadvantages in having interactive flat panels. The only thing is that what you will have is better upgraded versions coming up over the next 10 years, 20 years, but there are no disadvantages. So what are the advantages? The first thing is that there are no additional devices required because your interactive flat panels are just like your computers, right? What you can do on your computer, you can literally do on these screens. They're just more like a bigger screen, right? So you also have no cable connections except the power cable. So once you clip off your power, you don't need to start running HDMI or running Type-C cables. You don't need all of that. You can do everything directly from the board, and even much better because you can do wireless projection. It also has a faster and minimal setup, right? So even your teachers can basically set this solution up. by the time it's actually deployed in the school. You don't always need to call the IT person, come and set this up, because it's very intuitive, and of course provides teachers with multiple features usage for possible collaborations, and of course make learning in your classroom more engaging, because we want to upgrade our students' learning experience. We don't just want it to be boring and be the same old outdated way. So of course, interactive flat panels can be used in various scenarios such as meeting rooms, executive rooms. You can, if you're your proprietor's office or your head of school's office, you can actually put these devices there, for brainstorm activities too, open spaces. And for schools, you can of course put this in your classrooms, in your science lab, in your computer labs and all that, just to enhance trainings in those locations or in those rooms. So what exactly are these interactive flat panels, which is IFPD, or interactive flat panel displays? It is a very simple device. We call it an all-in-one device. So all-in-one, meaning that everything is integrated in this device. It is a large touchscreen enabled display device, which is, of course, designed for interactive presentations, collaborations, and learning in your classrooms. And of course, it combines the functionality of a whiteboard, which will, takes over the traditional whiteboard that you had, right? And of course, it has a projector mode, which we can do wireless presentation without needing to have projector lamps and all that. You can also do this seamlessly. And sometimes, depending on the type of interactive flat panel, it comes with microphones and AI-enabled cameras in just one device, making it an ideal tool for classroom, for training rooms, for your libraries, for corporate environments, and of course, for creative spaces. And of course, the picture on the screen is what an interactive flat panel looks like. Most times we have schools, or when we speak to head of schools, they confuse this to a TV because of course it looks like a TV, but it is not a TV. It's an interactive flat panel. So the different types of interactive flat panels based on the various OEMs that we work with. Like we said, we have different interactive flat panels. So if you are looking for deploying interactive flat panel in your training room or in your boardroom or your meeting room, if your school has one, then you can consider this first one, which is an all-in-one interactive flat panel from Huawei, which has the camera, it has an and whiteboarding and every other thing, computer environment for you to have seamless meetings. So you don't need to run your meetings on your laptop, the traditional way you do that. All this can be set up directly on the screen and you are good to go. We also have solutions from Maxor. Maxor provides two different types of interactive flat panels. We have the E2 series, the E series, and right now we have a more upgraded version for the corporate sector. So this is majorly for boardroom, right? So depending on your needs. Now, the difference between these two is that the E2 series or the education series basically does not come with inbuilt camera and microphone. But of course, you have every other functionality such as your whiteboarding, your interactive feature, your wireless projection, and of course, it comes with an OPS, which is a Windows environment for you to store any of your Windows application on the screen. So that is the major difference between the education. Now, so we're looking at the features of the interactive flat panel displays. Now, we're looking at these features more as the benefits. And so that's why I had to narrow it down. So we have the touchscreen interface, which allows your teachers and your students to interact directly with. And of course, this functionality helps capture your students' attention. You want a solution, you want a technical solution. Remember, ability, the clearness of your content. Now, with interactive flat panels, you're going to be guaranteed high resolution displays for clear, vibrant visuals, enhancing the viewing experience for both static and dynamic content. And you know that our students, our children, are more visual. Interactive flat panels often comes with pre-installed applications for teaching purpose, collaboration, annotation, and of course screen sharing. But you also have the ability, because some of our screens, or all our screens literally have a Windows environment, which you can just install any of your Windows applications to suit your meeting purpose or your meeting or your teaching needs. Sorry about that. So we'll talk about durability. You want to invest because you're investing in this solution. So you want to invest in a solution that will last you for a long time. You don't want to invest in a solution that you buy today and next year you're thinking of replacing it or something. No. With our solutions, they are actually designed to withstand frequent usage in classrooms. And most of screens are scratch resistant and have long, because we know that students are very inquisitive. So most times they want to touch the screen, they want to explore and all that. So you want to put a solution that, at least can resist some level of physical impact. However, we encourage them not to throw stones in the classrooms, right? Because it will break, obviously. Screens are very strong and have resistance. So low blue light and anti-glare. So anti-glare is so this is for the health or the sight of your student. You want to have a solution that has a low blue light. Some screens have very high blue light. So you want our screens, our interactive flat panels have low blue light to protect your teachers and your student side, so they can look at the board all through. They can look at the board all through day without having any kind of sight effects. And of course, the screens have anti-glare capabilities to reflections on the screens. And I'll try to round up quickly. So prioritizing healthcare, some of our screens also have antibacterial certification connectivity. Like I said, our interactive platform has different methods by which you can collaborate. You can basically share your devices to the screen via the wireless method, or if you, of course, if you still want to make use of HDMIs, you can do that. So this comes to the end of, few points I want to mention around the futures and of course the benefits of why you should consider having an interactive flat panel in your classrooms. I think we should take some questions before we go into the next agenda. Okay, so please, if you have any questions based on what I actually just shared, or would you like us to actually take you into the demo section, then we can come back with all your questions. So I would like to get your feedback, please.
Thank you so much, Mike, for that wonderful presentation. That was quite enlightening. So we have an idea of what an interactive flat panel is. I think I've learned a lot. So like I said, does anyone have any questions? Before we go into the demo section, this is why we're here, which is to showcase or see how to use the interactive boards and also the virtual video conferencing solution that we have. Okay, we want to go live. We want to show us how this works, and of course, just as he has mentioned, I don't know if anyone has any questions. If questions can also be sent via chat.
Okay, so Pascal, we should answer the questions, right? We should answer the questions right now. Okay. Let's try and answer the questions then. So let me see where we have a question. Welcome to the interactive. Okay, kindly introduce yourself. Okay.
Sorry, someone asked what is the durability of this panel?
Okay, so I'll check it out. Okay, so like I said, the first thing I'd like to say is that nothing do last forever, right? Except God. But for our interactive panel, they have a long lifespan. They could last you much as 10 years and even more, depending on how you use that. Because all you need to do majorly on these interactive flat panels is keep on when there's a new software upgrade, you will get that once you're connected to the internet. And of course, you need to upgrade these from time to time. But of course, if there's a physical damage on the screen, that is when they will need replacement. But with our screens, minimal maintenance, right? And of course, you don't need to invest money in terms of maintaining them. But of course, you can sign an SLA with us. But these screens will definitely last you a very long time. All you just need to do is to upgrade the systems, that's the software or the software or the OS when there is a new update on the screen. So that's for the durability. And of course, there's a question for, is there a specific place one can get the interactive flat panel? Yes, you can get the interactive flat panel from Proxinet Communications. And this is one of the reasons, one thing that makes us different from most companies that we work, most IT companies that claim they provide such solutions, is the fact that we have local stock availability in Nigeria right here in our warehouse in Lagos. So of course, if you want to buy these solutions, of course, you can reach out to us. We provide you with pricing and to pick up from our warehouse, or you want us to deliver, we'll actually do that to you. So you can reach out to us. We have them readily available. Then say, how would you modify the lesson questions of the teacher? I would really like a little bit more explanations because like we said, our interactive cloud panels gives you or teachers the ability to create their own content. And of course, they can actually get resources directly, education resources directly from the screen to add to whatever content that they have to share in the class. So Of course, teacher still needs to do the homework by ensuring that his content is creative enough, entertaining enough, and interactive enough for the students. The interactive flat panel will just give the teachers the tool to do magic. That's what I can actually say. Then it says here, does the smart IFP have a power battery like backup like battery? No, none of our interactive flat panels have inbuilt battery at the moment. Maybe later in the future, they might develop interactive flat panels with battery capabilities. But for now, there are no batteries. So what we always encourage our schools or our customers, you connect this interactive flat panel to a backup to UPS or a solar in your school. So because of course you can't rely on PHCN in Nigeria. So then it's very important you connect this to power backup so that you don't have issues with power surge and all that. So that's very, very important. Okay, so like I said, we don't want to waste more question, take much time. So you can still drop your questions. We'll take those questions and try to revisit them. But for now, we'd like to go into the short demo sections. We have two devices we'd like to show you in our office. One is the education interactive flat panel, and the other is the interactive flat panel for video conferencing purposes. So myself and my colleague Pascaline will be doing justice to this. So in 5 minutes, or less than 5 minutes, we'll set this up and all that. But meanwhile, the link I dropped on the chat box, please kindly help us. So help us kindly answer those questions and we'll take it from there. Okay, so this is one of our devices we're using, which is the Logitech Meetup for small meeting rooms, just to show the full background. And
okay, all right. So just as we had mentioned, the essence of this webinar is to show us to leverage the interactive learning in the classroom, which is the future of interactive learning, introducing the interactive flat panel. And one of our interactive flat panel that we're showcasing this morning is the smart interactive flat panel. This is a 75 inches interactive flat panel. Just as you can see, my screens are split into two, all right? So at my left-hand side, I have the lesson, where you can create lesson as a teacher. I can create gamified lesson, which is Lumio. And on this side, I have the whiteboard. Of course, I can decide not to split my screen, or so when this has 40 touch points, that means that I can have 40 people writing simultaneously on the screen at the same time. Now, smart technologies have been existing since the 1970s, okay? That means they are called, it's all about education. And one of the beautiful things I love about smart technology solution is that, as a teacher, one thing that is important is why I teach, okay? I should be able to interact in the classroom. And one thing about the new generation these days is that they want a class where they would also participate. We want active learners in the classroom. We do not want passive learners in the classroom, okay? And so one thing is, with the smart technology, your student can actually get feedback. And one thing that is key as a teacher is feedback, all right? So while you're teaching, while you're creating your content, while you have taught, the essence of feedback from your students, it is very important. Learning takes place when your students have actually learned, they can comprehend, they can say, yes, I have learned A today, and I can give examples. Now, let me show you the feedback that Smart has. When I click here, we have different ways where you can get feedback at the end of the classroom. We have as a ticket. So let's say, for example, as a teacher, I've taught a lesson. So I can use any feedback. I want them to agree if today's class was okay, if they enjoyed the lesson or not. So with this, I can actually do that. So my students agree or disagree if the lesson has been okay. All right. Another thing that's smart, these are different feedbacks you can use in the classroom to check their knowledge of what you have taught them for that day. We also have manipulative. Let's say, for example, you want to teach students about fractions. That means I can use this to learn to introduce the students to fractions and all that. Aside from this feedback that you can get as feedback, students can actually join the classroom. Students can join the classroom. All right, so they can actually join the classroom. So that means when they join it with their devices in the class, I as a teacher, I can actually monitor them. We're going to do this today. We're going to try this today. Another exciting thing about the smart interactive board is, you know, as a teacher, once you're searching for something on the internet, or most times when we go to search on the internet, most of the things we search on YouTube or are not vetted to, you know, to align to students. You know, most times a lot of things are on the internet. But one thing that SMART has been able to achieve is that it has been able to vet, or what do we call it? Yes, the word vet has been able to, you know, vet, or it has been able to vet or censor the whatever it is you're going to surf on the internet to just be streamlined to education. Let's say, for example, I want to search for, what can we search for?
Biology.
Biology, that is educational. Let's look for a random word.
Technology.
Technology. So, you know, if I go to the browser normally, I would see different things that are not related to education. So, for example, I want to introduce them. So, whatever we're going to see here, the result is just streamlined to education, both the videos and the images. Now, if I want to lay more emphasis on this as a teacher while teaching in class, all I need to do is just a tab, and my video or image would appear on my whiteboard.
The whiteboard is not open.
Okay.
No.
So let's take this back. Okay. So let me open my whiteboard again. Okay. So let's do that. I search for technology. All right. So at the top of this, double click, this will appear on my whiteboard. The network is okay. So while we wait for that to appear, so I can also write on the, okay, beautiful. So I have this. So you can see that I'm actually writing on this image. That means that if I want to lay more emphasis on this as a teacher, I can just write with my hand, with the tip of my hand, as you can see. I can actually write, I can make more comments on this, all right? And of course, I can clean what I have written. Okay, so let's say, for example, we want to get videos and, okay, beautiful, look at the video, all right? So all I need to do is I just need to play the video, and I have my video ready. So can you see, I can actually move the video around. This is no longer a video, but with this, now this is more or less like a text. So you can see that I can actually play my video live on this, all right? Seamless, working, easy peasy, which is what the word of the student uses this, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, okay? So I have this. This is play.
So how do you start and grow a tech channel on YouTube?
Can you see how clear the video is? So I can actually reduce or increase the volume of the video at the top of this, increase or reduce the volume of the video. All right? Okay, so
video, I'm going to be sharing my top 7.
So what I do is screenshotting. With this, do the screenshots. This is no longer a video. Okay, let's close the video. Go back to assets. All right. So I was talking about creating lessons or content that are interactive for learning, and I mentioned that Smart has a software called Lumio. Okay, so let's check out our browser. We're going to just try a lesson together and we'll see. Now, aside from this, like I mentioned earlier on, I can convert my text to Word. So let's say, for example, I decide to write something. Smart gives me the room to, maybe, for example, to recognize what I've written. So at the top of this, AA. So let's say I write, it would convert to what it understands. Facing. So I have the option to come here to either duplicate or change or delete or send to back or clone the word that I have written. All right? Can see, so easy. If I decide to use, instead of using the pen, I can decide to switch to my hand. Okay, so let's say, for example, let me write again. Let's hope it converts to, he understands my word now. Okay. Now, what else can we add to this? We have other things that you can add. You have a protractor, you can add a protractor, you can add a clock, you can add a timer, this, and so on and so forth. All right, so now let's quickly go to our browser. Or better still, you can join the class. Okay. Let me go quickly to my browser. Look. All right, so this is the software that teachers can use to create their content. Now, this is in form of a PDF or a PowerPoint, so I can create my lessons. So with this Lumio has lessons in UK, British curriculum, uses British curriculum, uses American curriculum. Okay, so for schools that are using the British curriculum, you can actually get content from here as well. And it has all the subjects for different grades from K1 to K12, all right? So I can create my content, I can create my lessons, I can use the template, and I create lessons in a gamified way so that students can have fun while learning. So it takes away the boredom of lessons in class. Do you understand? Like I said, one thing that we should get as an educator is to get active learners and not passive learners, all right? So I'm going to try to create a lesson and we're going to join live to see this. That does not mean that if as a teacher you already have an existing content, probably you have slides or PowerPoint. Yes, with your existing PowerPoint slide or PDFs that you can actually upload here and also modify to whatever it is you want. So I'm going to come here, create new, then I can use the Lumio library. So can we see we have different ready-made resources that we can use. We have game-based activity, we have shout it out, which is, like I said, like a feedback. We have response, you want the student to partake in a formative assessment. That means an assessment that comes immediately after each lesson. So you can actually do that for your students. You can also use it for a summative assessment as well. All right, so let's just create something, a game-based activity. We have fill in the blanks, flip, label, reveal, memory match, and so on and so forth. So let's just look for something. Mike, do you want to make any selection from any of this? And we can actually pick one of them.
Fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank. Okay, so let's use the fill in the blank chosen by Mike. All right. Okay, so we're going to wait for that to load shortly. One thing that I forgot to mention is with the smart interactive board, we can actually share our screen. That means that I can share my devices, the content on my devices, which is either your phone or your laptop. So 4 users can actually share their content at the same time. That is what Smart does for you. And also, this is Android-based. However, you can also include your OPS to include the what if you want to have a Windows-based environment. All right. So that is what amazing. That is one amazing thing about Smart. Okay. So fill in the blank. Let's say. Now is the name of any person. And now is a name of any, let's leave it like as that. Okay. So it's requesting for, so you can decide, see, check answers when prompted, instantly, don't check. Okay, define blank, edit text, ending instantly. So, taking a word. Person. previous discard. Let's do something more. Let's do a memory match. Okay, so let me use a category, match a category, let's say technology and the images. Okay, so let's say a smartwatch. The students are expected to match to the image, so I can actually get an image. So smartwatch. I'm going to jot down 3 questions. You can actually drop your questions in the comment section while this is going on. I just wanted to try this so that we can also be part of the learning. Okay.
Maybe you can skip the
Let me just
images.
just device. Let me just use that as technology
Right.
instead of image, since that is taking a lot of time. Fan device. Let's just do something. And let's say we're done creating the activity for the day. So it's creating our activity.
And mind you, your teachers can actually create these activities from the comfort of their home.
Yes.
So they don't necessarily need to be in the classroom to do this. So over the weekend, they can create all these activities via the application, which they can access right at Gmail or the web, and come to class the next day and access all the information or all the activities that have been created on the classroom, making it smart work for teachers. Okay, I guess the network is a bit unstable, particularly. So maybe
so the network is a bit unstable. So let's quickly switch to, we can actually have, let's use the whiteboard, let them join live. Okay.
Okay,
So they can join this. Let's use the whiteboard, since that is taking a lot of time to load. But let me just flip the screen to have, I can watch this. So they can join live now.
And we can get the full screen.
Okay. So let me adjust this. Can you see this?
Yeah, so they need to join Hello Smart Work.
Smart.com.
And I need to take on that at the moment.
They should join hellosmart.com.
Okay, so can we have people join hellosmart.com?
Just type in hellosmart.com.
So we have hello
552-678-675.
hellosmart.com, right? So I posted that on the chat. And the join smart, to join the room is 552-675. If you can do that quickly, just to see. So this is the way by which we can get our students to interact. So by joining through the hellosmart.com, your students will actually. Do you have somebody on the board? Okay, that's the activity you created. Okay, so by having that, so if you join through the hellosmart.com, you will find out that you will have we'll be able to see the students right here that have joined this activity, right? And of course, what teachers can do is actually track students that are paying attention, students that are engaging. So if a student leaves the chat box or leaves the activity or the smartphone, you will see that on the board, and the teachers can actually know that that student is not paying attention. So that's another way to actually keep tabs on the students while lesson is ongoing. So Pascal, because of time, I think maybe
I'm waiting for them to join.
Yeah.
No, they haven't joined. It doesn't even matter. They should just join. Let them see.
Okay. Can we have anybody join quickly? I actually dropped.
Okay, so we have.
Okay, so we have Mr. Solomon. We have Solomon joining.
Yes.
So that's it. So that's the same way how seamless your students can actually join activities and partake in the activity.
Can you hear me? So, Mr. Solomon, I don't know what you can see. If you can see this on your device, can you see the memory match? Please confirm if Mr. Solomon can see the memory match.
Yes, I can see.
Oh, fantastic. Any other participants can also join. It's just to see from the student's perspective. All right. So I'm going to click start from my end. So this is what, please, we encourage others to join. It's a live demo. It's for you to have an experience of what an interactive flat board looks like, especially the smart interactive flat panel. Because I only have one student, should I click one player? Or just two players?
Maybe if that's the time, you can just continue with him. Okay.
Okay.
So, Mr. Solomon, I believe you can actually see what's the activity on the screen. Mr. Solomon, can you confirm you can see the activity?
Yes, I joined with 2 players.
Okay. So you can actually drag to match.
Okay, let me try.
It's a matching activity. From the browser I can see, from the computer I can see. So I can actually see as a teacher, I can see both ways. Do you understand? So from the interactive board I can see. And one thing I'm going to think about this is, as a teacher, once I come to the class and I sign, immediately I leave the classroom as signer, it automatically logs me out. So that creates a level of security for the teacher. So your contents are safe as a teacher. All right? And also at the end of this activity, you can actually get your reports, instant reports of the activity of the students. From the teacher's end and also from the students' end. Okay.
Oh, okay, we have somebody joining again. Abiola, okay, we have Abiola. Is that sister?
All right.
Yeah, so let's.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Okay, so because of time, we'll just move to the next interactive flat panel. Like I said, we're going to keep this in 1 hour, but it's already after 12. So quickly, I'll just run through the interactive flat panel with video conferencing capability. So if you intend setting this up in your boardroom or your meetings room, then you are good to go. So I hope, I'm a little bit big, so I hope I'm not blocking the screen. So this is the interactive flat panel. Now with this device, like I mentioned before, the difference between this, the education interactive flat panel and the corporate interactive flat panel is that this, you can see right here, there are no cameras, there are no microphones. The only thing you have is this interactive screen and the speaker so that you can actually hear. But with this device right here, if we zoom in carefully, you'll see that right here, there is a camera with AI functionalities that can do speaker tracking, auto tracking in your boardroom just to make it more engaging. And what we have here are the array microphones. So for this particular one, we have 8 array microphones with a voice radius of about 12 meters. So you can actually hear anybody within that 12 meter range can be heard clearly, because it's one thing to have a very nice screen in your rooms and another thing to have clear audio capabilities, right? So this is the screen, which is an interactive. This is the home page, which is also powered by the Android environment. Now, if you move right, of course, you have the option to do your wireless projection via various methods. Like we mentioned earlier during my slide, I mentioned that we have the ability to actually download an application on your system, on your device, and actually do wireless presentation. But however, if you purchase this device, you're going to be getting this dongle, which you just basically need to connect to your screen. So for example, if I was supposed to connect this to my laptop, once I connect my device to the screen, you will actually see that it pops up. So that would actually load. It takes less than a minute for it. I guess this is a new device, so this might actually need to set up. But once that loads successfully, it says waiting to pair. Once it pairs successfully, then I take that to my system and connect it to the system, and I can wirelessly project to the screen without the use of cables. So that is another smart part. Like I said, one of the goals is to eliminate cable connections in your classroom and in your meeting rooms as well. So if you click right here, so these are the various annotation widgets. So you have the ability to do annotation. Annotation very key. If you have your presentation slide, you can literally write
on them and you are actually good to go. And of course, you can actually split this screen into two as well. So once I click right here, I can click right and I can split my screen. So this is good for multitasking. Just as Pascaline actually shared earlier, I can have my whiteboard at one side and I have my Windows environment. Very good. So this is the whiteboard right here, and this is my Windows environment. Now, another thing, like I mentioned, we see the camera functionality. If you click right here, okay, so I'm actually getting feedbacks that you can't really see much because of the light reflection. So sorry about that. But we'll just actually keep. But can you see the camera right now? Can you see this? You can't still see anything. Very low. Oh, so sorry about that. I guess it's the positioning of the screen. Let me see if I can adjust it a little bit. Let's see if there will be any. Is there any change in that? Is it still the same? Take it backward. I should bring it forward. Okay, that's it. So I'll put this here. Okay. What about this? Is it clear? Is it clear? It's manageable. So we just need to manage it for the sake of this case. But like I said, we can actually come to your school, do some demo if you want to see real-time demonstration of it. But this is the camera feature that comes with it. I believe you can see a little bit, even though not much. Is it really black? It's really blue. It's really blue. Wow. So that's okay, so I'm getting feedbacks that you can't really see the screen, but just to explain, like I said, this comes with a camera which can do video tracking, auto tracking, and that is one of the major functionalities or differences between the interactive flat panel for education and for corporate. However, if you intend actually putting cameras in your classroom and you want to buy an education interactive flat panel, you can buy cameras which you can attach to this, because this has a Windows environment and it also has a USB where you can just actually plug in your device. It's USB plug and play and you're good to go. So you have that video conferencing experience. So this is me for now. I cannot show you much on the interactive panel for the corporate because of the camera visibility. Well, you want to say something? Hello? Okay, so they still want me to actually do more justice to this. So one of the things I like about this particular board is this timing feature that comes right here. So this is it right now. So like for example, if a student is supposed to do a presentation, just like for example, I'm having a presentation and I'm given 5 minutes to do my presentation, I can actually just click right here, so I can put my timer, and it will be visible for everybody on the board, everybody in the classroom to see that I just have 10 seconds more, or I just have 50 seconds more to do my presentation, and I'm actually good to go. And this basically will count. So you can use this for managing time in the classroom, especially if students are supposed to come and maybe say something on their homework or give some kind of presentations in classroom. So you can do all of these on this particular board. And like I mentioned before, because this runs on Windows environment, it actually runs on two different environments, the Android and the Windows. You can download any of your Windows application on either of the boards. You are not limited to what, as long as that application, that document is in Windows, supports Windows, then of course you can download this on our interactive flat panel. We have them in 65 inches and 75 inches and 86 inches, which is basically the standard for interactive board or interactive flat panels for school. So depending on the size of your school, depending on the number of students within your classrooms, you can decide to buy either the 65, the 75, or the 86. I mean, this is 75, right? This is 75 inches. So we have a much more bigger screen than this. And you have different mounting options. You can mount them on the wall, just like some of the projects I shared with you earlier. And you can have them on a mobile stand. So if you want a little bit of mobility in your classrooms, right? You can move them around. You can have them on the on the mobile stand, and you're good to go. So you should consider doing business with us. You should reach out to Proxinet, because we are not just like I mentioned earlier, we are not just a product company. We don't just sell boxes, right? First of all, I mentioned that we are the authorized, any solution we propose to you, we are the authorized value-added distributor, and we will provide you with exceptional after-sales support, right? So it's not just about sending you the boxes or sending you the device or the solution, but it's by providing that excellent service delivery once these solutions are deployed. So we can support you physically and we can support you remotely. Of course, we'll advise you so that you get optimum value and value for your investment at the end of the day. So I believe I'll just stop here, just not to waste much time. I'll just end this. I don't know if Pastor wants to say any other thing before we round up, then we can get more questions and we can actually round up.
Right? All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Can we all hear me? Okay, I hope we had a good section. I hope we enjoyed the webinar. I don't know if we have questions based on what we have learned this afternoon, from the smart interactive board to the VC solutions. This is for the classroom and for meetings. I don't know if anyone has questions to ask.
Okay, let's start getting questions, please. Yeah, I'm gonna answer. Okay, so please, if you have any question you would like to ask us, quickly, you can drop that in the chat, or you can actually turn on your mic and ask us.
Yes, sure.
Either on the education or corporate or VC purpose. Do we have any questions? Any question on the chat box?
We also have the opportunity to talk about, to just ask. We can actually give the mic to you if you want to ask any questions on all the solutions we have able to introduce to you. The enterprise solutions, the school solutions were readily available to answer those questions. Okay, and if you have further questions on this, please be free to ask your questions. Or do you want us to ask questions?
I actually love to ask questions. Somebody's raising his hand. Okay, let him talk. Or does he want to talk, or does he want to? Mr. Wu? Akorite. Okay, Mr. Akorite,
Yes,
you can turn on your mic and we can get in quickly.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Akorite, good afternoon.
Well done for the wonderful presentation. This is awesome.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Like one of the questions that I asked in the chat box, then talking about the interactive panel. So how will it be able to, like, I got some of the demo, the presentation you made, that how will it be able to modify lesson content? You know, one of the things in teaching and learning process is when you are preparing for your lesson, you know, having proper preparation. There is what we call before the teacher comes to class, in the conventional way before, there is what we call micro teaching. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, sir?
Yes, I understand.
All right. So in preparing the lesson, you have your content, you have your lesson plan. All right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how will the interactive panel be able to convey your lesson plan and the lesson content? You understand? So how will they be able to balance that in teaching and learning process?
All right. Okay,
All right.
so thank you so much for the question, Mr. Akorede. That is much appreciated.
You're welcome.
Of course, we can still not do away totally with the conventional way of doing things, which is something we should know. However, what we're trying to do when it comes to interactive is to just ensure there's a level of what we have active learners, collaboration between the students and the teachers. Now, for a teacher that has created her lessons, the school probably has shared the curriculum, the scheme of work for the term, and you also to guide your lesson plan. So as a teacher, of course, I should have where my lesson plan is being documented and all that. So all I'm doing here with the Lumio is to create my lessons, right? And if, for example, there's a mistake or correction, I can actually edit those lessons. Okay, so the essence of this is to create my lessons in a form of gamified way, come to class and showcase the lessons, the students interact with the lessons. Now, and that is why we have something like ProLearn, which can help you create proper, that is now for the classroom. For this, is just to create a level of interactiveness in class, make class fun. Class can, sometimes, we have students that are very shy. They are very smart, but they are very, very shy. They don't want to participate in class. But when you see that students when you bring out a technology like this, they have this, the energy rises up. They want to be part of the classroom. Do you really understand? So they participate in class, and it also helps you as a teacher to know the strengths of your students. When you teach and you go out, it's not the right way. But when you get feedback, when okay, this child fully understand what he or she has learned, that is the essence of this. It's not totally taking away the conservative way. However, it's helping you to make it better. I don't know if that answers your question, Mr. Akorede.
Thank you very much, man. That is awesome. Thank you, man.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so do we have any other questions? Any other questions for us?
A student has left the class, so I already know there's a student that has left this class. I can see there's a student that has left the class. So I already got the notification. So
we already have Solomon, Clifford, and Abdullah. Do we have any other question? Does anybody want to say anything? If you're not, or do you want to drop it on the chat box? Help us check the chat. Can we check the chat box if there's any questions so far? Okay, definitely we need to round up. Do we have any questions? Anybody else, please? No questions on the chat box, right? There is.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a question? Is there a question?
No question.
Okay.
On the chat box. Okay. So I guess
we all have a better understanding. So what we're going to do is thank you so much for joining. So we're going to be reaching out to everyone. We'll definitely schedule a day for demo. We're available to come to your school for a physical demonstration on how to use these solutions and all our solutions that we have listed. We're readily available to come to the school. So first, we just want to say thank you. Thank you to all the schools. Thank you for the other participants. We know this time is a very busy time of the year, but you took our time out of your very busy schedule to be part of this. So we're most grateful. Yes, we're grateful for you for attending, and we believe that we are ready for a great level of change in the classroom. We're ready to leverage technology in the classroom and make our classes and our interesting and fun as well. Yeah. All right. So we're going to be calling you. Please pick our calls. Yeah. We're going to be reaching out to you. We're going to be sending SMSs. We're going to please pick our calls. Please listen to us. We're already available to come to your schools to showcase more of our solutions. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining to anchor this webinar. It was wonderful working with you and everyone that has participated. Thank you. Thank you. I can mention all the schools, Global Proprietary School, Little School, all the schools, ambassador schools, so many of them that I saw on joining this live. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, thank you. And of course, like we started with God, we are also going to end with God. So Mike, please just do justice to appreciate. Yes. So let's do that.
Father, Lord, we want to thank you, Lord, for this wonderful and successful webinar. But I want to thank you for all the school representatives that took time to attend this webinar. We want to say, Father Lord, we give you all the glory, Lord. Thank you for the things that we have learned, Father Lord, in this webinar. Father Lord, and at the end of the day, oh Lord, Father Lord, we give you all the glory. Blessed be thy name, for in Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen. Thank you,
Thank
and
you
have a rest. Enjoy the rest of the day. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you.
Yeah,
Bye.
and for schools that want to pick up right now, you're ready to.
We're ready. We don't stop.
Please, let's start talking. Let's start talking.
Please start calling immediately. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Thank you.